Hi people, my name is Audrey, and today we're going to read one of my favorite books, Arthur Writes a Story by Mark Brown. Yay! So get your cup of milk or whatever you want to have, and let's get on to the video. Arthur Writes a Story by Mark Brown. Arthur's teacher, Mr. Ratburn, explained the homework. What should the story be about? Arthur asked. Anything, said Mr. Ratburn. Write a story about something that is important to you. Arthur started his story the minute he got home. He knew exactly what he wanted to write about. How I got my puppy pal. I always wanted a dog, but first I had to prove that I was responsible. So I started Arthur's pet business. My mom made me keep all the animals in the basement. It was a lot of work, but it was fun until I thought I lost Perky. But then I found her and she had 3 puppies. And I got to keep one of them. That's how I got my dog pal. The end. Arthur read his story to DW. That's a boring story, said DW. Does it have to be real life? Because your life is so dull. I don't want it to be a boring story, said Arthur. If it were me, DW suggested, I'd make a story about getting an elephant. The next day, Arthur read his new story to Buster. Did you like the part about the elephant puppies? He asked. It's okay, I guess, said Buster. I'm writing a cool story about outer space. Maybe a story should take place on the moon, thought Arthur. On Wednesday, Arthur read his newest story to the brain. Scientifically speaking, elephants would weigh less on the moon, but it wouldn't float that high, said the brain. So you don't like it? Said Arthur. A good story should be well researched, said the brain. Like mine, I had a pet stegosaurus in the Jurassic period. Arthur hurried to the library. What are all those books for? Asked Francine. Research, said Arthur. I'm writing about my pet 5-toed mammal of the genus Loxodona. Your what? Said Francine. My elephant, Arthur explained. Oh, said Francine. I'm putting jokes in my story. All through dinner, Arthur was worried about his story. Please pass the corn, said Father. Corn, that's it, said Arthur. Purple corn and blue elephants on planet Schmelfian. Now that's funny. Arthur is acting weirder than usual, said DW. On Thursday, everyone was at the Sugar Bowl talking about their stories. Last kid a year wrote a story, Western song, for her story, said Prunella. She got an A+. How do you know? Asked Arthur. That kid was me, explained Prunella. Mr. Ratburn said I should send it to a record company. It was that good. Wow, said Arthur. That night, Arthur's imagination went wild. He decided to turn his story into a song. He even made up a dance to go with it. Later, he tried it out on his family. Now this little boy came home and enjoyed his own personal striped elephant, and he will see how happy he will be here on planet Schmelfin. Well, said Arthur, what do you think? Mother and Father smiled. It's nice, said Grandma Thora, but a little confusing. Too bad you can't dance, said DW. What am I going to do now? Said Arthur. My story is due tomorrow. That night, Arthur didn't sleep very well. The next day, Arthur worried until Mr. Ratburn finally called on him. When Arthur's song and dance was over, the classroom was so quiet. It was almost spooky. Binky raised his hand. Did that actually happen? Sort of, said Arthur. It was a story about how I got my dog. I'd like to hear that story, said Mr. Ratburn. The title was How I Got My Puppy Pal, said Arthur. Arthur told how proud he was of his pet business and how scared he was when Perky disappeared. And he told how happy he was after finding her under his bed and how surprised he was to see her 3 puppies. And the best part is, said Arthur, I got to keep one. Buster said, I like this story better than your other one. Great story, said Binky. I think Arthur's story was the best, said Francine. Good work, said Mr. Ratburn. Of course, I expect you to write it down all by Monday. Then Mr. Ratburn gave Arthur a gold star. Oh, and one more thing, he said. Leave out the dancing. I hope you enjoyed the book. If you liked it, make sure to comment mushroom in the comments below. And if you didn't, then comment potato. That's all for today. Bye! Yes. Comment mushroom. Yes.